back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of WarPlan, playing as Germany and still experimenting with this invasion of the Soviet Union. Ready to, I think, about ready to hit the next turn option, though I'm thinking about a German armored corps we are facing. Yeah, we're going to purchase a German armored corps. Done in the production queue. And we need to move our navies around a bit. We'll send the Bismarck up here to raid the convoy as well. Almost ready to start a new turn. There we go. So now we're raiding lots of convoys. Oh, and we're going to start with the Italians because those are actually somewhat trained in naval. Damage 1, very good. Damage 2, very good. They are not finding them because they're not naval warfare specialty tactical. Okay, so, but we're making them pay for sinking the Italian convoys. Okay, let's end the turn and see how things go. Okay, let's see. North Atlantic convoy, we up their group. We sunk 2 convoys. The African coast, 6 convoys and an escort. There's another South Atlantic, 0 convoys. Practically sunk them all on the African coast 1. Arctic Lend-Lease, 2 convoys for the subs and 3 convoys and an escort for the Bismarck. Lots of low and no supplies. Okay, and down in the Mediterranean, we lost, or Italy lost a convoy. Very good. Okay, yeah. I'm seeing this happening here and take them out. Okay. Very good. Partisans are breaking out. We'll see about that in a moment. Go. At least that is now connected. Those are now connected. That zone of control for the armor division was cutting off that road. Not a lot of supplies go on a road compared to a railway, but it is still a supply thing. Up here, okay, no supplies, but we're going to move you to here, and we're going to connect you up to here, which should get you those supplies needed. Okay, we're rebuilding this core. Moving that core up to there. Oh, these guys, wow. Let's look at the supply. 2, well, let's move to here. That will hopefully help build up their supply a little better. And you guys are going to come back here to build you up a bit better. that worked about what I hoped / expected. I think Sevastopol may be a thing of some difficulty to take, so we'll do that now. Like I said last turn, I wanted to reduce this down. No, we didn't. They built themselves back up. You are going to head off this way. And you're going to come here and join them this time. Oh, well, we have these guys. Let's do some little more airstrikes. These are weak airstrikes. Very good. Finally getting them off that supply source. And well, didn't quite take them out, but definitely helped. And they're going to eventually here, of course, go bye-bye for no supplies. But at least we've got Odessa now. That will help for sure. Our other thorn in our side is out here. Oh, it's out of its range. Okay. Yeah. There we go. That is good. Now, ooh, I think railways are sort of the important thing here. Okay. Well, it looks like if we've, at least temporarily through zone of control, cut that railway. We've cut that railway, we've cut off all of these units from rail connection, at least. Okay, they're gone. They have a reasonably effective line here. Good, it's reducing their organization. Yeah, I'm not going to bash my head there too hard. Yeah, let's send the armor down this way. I think their mobility will be more useful. There. can be somewhat smart about it. 7-1 and oh well. One and they're still not dead. 5-1. Oh my effing. They're still there. There we go. Now it shatters. Ooh, well, it took a while to shatter that unit, that's for sure. Yep, we're gonna go to Orel. And we're gonna come here. Okay, well that uses up all your action points. Oh. Here, you're just gonna kill that. And move forward to occupy, get rid of the... Make sure the railways are all connected. Not covered by somebody's zones of control. Now we're going to give these guys trucks. And we're going to come here again. See if we can, see if they're weakened by having the rails cut. We had some mighty big pockets if you don't realize, because this is all, at least currently, all pocketed in here. That's a little pocket here. That's still, I think, getting supply there. And here, this is all pockets as well. There, I think, getting supply through that way. Yeah. I'm not sure about we're losing our supply connection there. I don't know. Down here though, let's see, we just go down and occupy it, overrun that, taking out the last of the British forces down here in Egypt. Well, I don't know if I should move my air power that way or this way. Damage 2, very good. And damage 1 more. We're having some effect on submarines out there. Okay, well. Let's you on rails and we'll reoccupy. There. we go to Stalingrad, people? Do we go to Stalingrad? We would have railway connections. They can't do rail move. These guys could do rail move, but no, we can't get here. We would lose Rostov. Nope, I think our Stalingrad dreams are something for the future. Once we can free up some more units. Now, I guess in a way, unless there's a supply source there in Leningrad, they've also pocketed Leningrad as well. Which, of course, the Germans did, but through Lake Ladoga, or however you pronounce it, they were able to get supplies through. Okay, ooh, goody, good. More air units. Ready to deploy, yeah, back here. And here, put them on the air. Yeah, we're doing a lot of upkeep. Trying to get a lot of these units back into shape. No, these guys can. No, we just deployed them. They're moving forward. Okay, very good. Up to the rails will be better supplied there. There we go, try to keep some supplies flowing. So, yeah, oh well, that's a pretty good stockpile for Italy. Losing more of those in the Mediterranean. I know we have already, Italy, already some escorts and merchantmen coming, but now we have more. We have to think ahead, particularly with naval builds. Oh no, I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, well, we move our naval this turn. No, we didn't. Okay. Eventually the British Navy will find us, so we want to keep moving around. I've had them find us in the past. Okay, they're running out of supplies. You come down into the port down here. You guys can stay up there, I think, just where you're at. Keep sinking them convoys. You start to come home, come to there, and you can come down to here. There we go. That is good. Is there any way to see how long until the rails are fixed? Okay, my understanding is it's one turn for the rails to be fixed, and Okay, and which is a good thing I did this. I don't know that I can do preventative movement of occupations from damage, because I definitely see places that are going to have partisan outbreaks that don't. Basically, it's one turn. It's disrupted for one turn. Now, we have seen actual partisan units coming onto the front in the east, which is where I'm told that is the only place they really do that. So, I guess that should be kept in mind. I don't know about the newly occupied areas. We can see that they do have some supply, though this obviously is occupied this turn. So, and as you saw with putting a unit on the railways, we can't move to where we have a partisan break at all here. So, I was advised the main thing you have to watch out for are junctions, so that, you know, distance on the railway doesn't matter, because again, for the movement weight of this unit, I can move it 1 hex or you know, to the other extreme down here. It doesn't matter the railway usage. It's just loading on the train can go as far as it wants in the 2-week period. So it's like here, this break doesn't matter so long as we get here. Now, if they broke here, you know, if they broke here and here, then these guys are cut off. All right, and there is still some supply, so it does matter. That is why we built more partisan or anti-partisan type units. So for the level and the type of the game, I think they're doing railways good. As I know, IKB and I have discussed the European map. Railway density here in Europe should be much higher, much higher, almost to a point of every hex. You know, I could definitely, you know, see one of these, you know, Ardennes hexes here not having it, but some of these other, you know, there shouldn't be just one pathway through Belgium that has railways. Now, and I know some viewers may not have, but probably most will. If you've watched the earlier content of the invasion here, this is, you know, it's more of a traffic jam of units than not, and that's fine, and so then all the railways really aren't a problem. The idea here is that instead of spreading out like you have in Hearts of Iron, particularly 4, spreading out divisions in a very World War I sense, you go, oh, well, hey, we control railways. We don't have to, you know, breaks in the line may not matter so much. Now, there's too many breaks in the Soviet line here, obviously, but it's controlling the railways is what makes the importance of things here, and they're much fewer and far between in the Soviet Union than they are in Western Europe. So let's end this turn for better or for worse, ready or not. See, I spotted my subs up there you just saw, but weren't able to successfully attack it. Up here. Okay, North Atlantic doesn't sink any. African coast sinks 4. South Atlantic sinks 3. Bismarck up there sinks 2 and an escort. Lots of divisions, no or low, mostly no supply sources. Okay, well, seems like we pulled off getting some of this, but like that railway's broken there. Don't know where all of the units around Leningrad have gone, but whether they're just removed or somehow got away, I don't know. We did maintain this, at least mostly here. Pocket connectivity. I'm gonna save this. Just want to save. What is it? We're gonna call it LP7. Okay, before I start. Well, it looks like they've evacuated Sevastopol, so we'll take that. Thank you. We're gonna push there because it looks like we will have supply. Probably should move these guys there to do that. We don't want to let them feel too comfortable down here. Get on the Kretsch Peninsula there. Very good. Well, we got Sevastopol, though it looks like they got some units out. Can we? Nope, no more truck. 1 to 1. 3 to 2. We'll take that. But not good enough to take them out. We will likely have to fall back. These guys might also be dwindling now that Leningrad is somewhat cut off. And you can see they're trying to evacuate here, but I think their lack of supply is a bit of a problem for them. Okay. Air power, air power, air power. Remember, gamer, remember air power. Well, that looks like it's at a 0 strength, so I don't think we're going to waste an air power attack there. Let's see here. They're at a 2 strength, so we'll use one there. Pushes them up to there. Then to 1 shatters. Very good. And get on the railway. Occupy that. These are rebuilding. We can rebuild them. You're too far back, so you come up to here. Gives you an airstrike with me. Oh, well, it gives us this airstrike. We'll take it. Wow. Ooh, that actually is not the best result. Is now blocking my advance, but okay. Battered that, that's good. reduce those down. There we go. These guys come out along the railway. Yeah, I think we want to about reduce this armor down. And we're not going to tickle them, we're going to boot them. And we have, they are too far away for that. Well, I'll hit that with an airstrike. We have the Hungarian Air Force, for whatever it's worth. Let's just see. 10 to 1 won't do it. That does it. Very good. Okay. I think I can smell our dreams of Stalingrad disasters coming about right now. We have railway connection. Do we come up to here? Do we, don't we? What is it? Was using air transport of supplies. Yes, it was. Get Moscow. Yeah, I know it's here, but I'm still looking at wanting to reduce these pockets down. But there. We have airlift supplies for airlifts. They can be intercepted and shot down. So if I were to say airlift air supplies to an area, to a unit here, and then it gets intercepted by enemy fighters, it's lost, and they're expensive to rebuild. But if they're not intercepted, they'll come back and be used again. You know, so they're not a one-shot use. They're also the same units to do for airborne invasion as well. Man, we're not getting any supplies from here. Why aren't? Okay, let's look at the supply situation. Just nothing. Just nothing. This. Oh, this sucks. Vichy, Syria, Vichy, Syria. I don't know. Thinking about this historically. Now, people, how do I put this? People can be mistaken about what is really capable. And I don't know whether it's coming down to wishful thinking or what. But people can be mistaken about what is really possible. I'm currently reading about the Peninsula War during the Napoleonic era here, and it was commented that one of the French, generals orders plans for him to do something, march his troops here, there, or whatever. Really was, and he failed. I think it was Napoleon's plan, and Napoleon at the time was like in Bordeaux or wherever, I think, not in Spain, but sending out orders. And sort of basing it on the realities of fighting in and around this part of the world, in which you can locally supply yourselves, where you really can't in Spain. Food for armies moving around at the time, Spain does not have an abundant food source. So the plans were unrealistic, and of course the general fails to succeed. Now, and it was commented that the Spanish fighting the French, which was in a pathetically bad army at the time, something from OBS set our plugin setup. I think it's dealing with mostly whenever I have it on, even though I don't have it selected, it gives me notifications. So I think something maybe on the Slitherine channel is why you're hearing the sounds there, Arna. Because I have a plugin set up for that, though I'm only selecting currently my stuff, so I don't know. So the Spanish, which had a pathetically bad army, would draw up even more plans even less in touch with reality. Move your corps, or, your division or whatever. They didn't quite call it that at the time. Napoleon was the one that's starting divisions and corps, really. Though corps had been around, but divisions particularly. Move it, from here to there in this amount of time, and the reality of the roads, the lack of transport, really, for supplies and all of this stuff, just means that the orders had no connection to reality. So and they were Spanish living in Spain, professional generals within the pathetic Spanish army, and they weren't doing that well. Okay, Rommel and co thought that they could push through here and then into capturing Baku. I don't know how far or how much they looked at the map, thinking whether they're going to get to Samarkand or or Astrakhan or whatever you want to call it is up here. How far they thought they were going to get. But Vichy, Syria. Obviously, we have a port, we have railways connecting into there. I don't know whether I should declare war on them or not. I don't know whether I should. They can't apparently politically influence them. I do know that during the days of Saddam Hussein, now obviously this is well after the period, mostly, well, I think some maybe during the Iran-Iraq war, but really during the period of Desert Storm, Desert Shield, in which even Syria contributes forces, and Egypt contributes forces to liberating Kuwait, Iraq is very much isolated. There was only one country on its borders willing to deal with it, and it was Jordan. And there were long lines of 18-wheeler tractor trailers on this desert highway that by that period it was tarmacked, yes, but it wasn't much of like a modern autobahn or modern highway as we think of it, as just more of a relatively straight road, 2 lanes going through the desert, and that's with modern truck transport. So I think that there was the ability to move supplies through there. I really think by the time we're getting into securing Baghdad and these oil fields, we should be looking at the ability to run supplies, or get supply via Baghdad locally. But now I would also agree that, maybe not too heavily. So I don't know whether Rommel's dreams just weren't in touch with reality of the time, or whether they were, they knew what they were doing here. But yeah, that's an issue. I think we're going to end this episode here. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear from you on your thoughts on all of this. See you next time for more historical gaming.